Hoka, hey, Alita Army. Welcome to the Alita Livestream of October the 11th, 2024. Alita, Rosa, and questions from the chat, where we discuss all things to do with the movie Alita Battle Angel, the source manga Gundam, and the greatly desired sequels. I am your host, Creek Indian from Denver, Colorado, and with me is Smendrick, and he is from Deutschland. How's it going, Smendrick? Wie geht es dir heute?
Hallo, grüß Gott, einen schönen guten Abend alle zusammen da draußen.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm fine and I hope you are all fine too.
Ja, es ist Abend hier in Einigten Staaten also. So anyway, that we better start speaking English, I guess.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, we got some more folks coming on. I didn't hear from Lee, and I tried to get into Discord, and it wouldn't let me do it for some reason. I don't know, but we've
that's the
it's kind of
reason.
weird.
Yeah, we had some difficulties these days. Yeah.
And I think Angelus is going to be on because we got some special treat. Well, I wouldn't call it a special treat for him. He already knows about it, but you know, we're gonna put something up on the screen. You know, that he definitely he loved a lot. You know, and you know, by the way, anybody that wants to join us, there's the link right there. All you got to do is click on it. We'll bring you in. And I see Alejandro Camargo's out there. Como está, amigo? Anyway, he's out there, and Badman's out there, and looks like David Alexander from France is out there. So we're in good shape. We got some other folks out there, so pretty cool, you know. So anyway, how's the weather there in Deutschland there, Smendrick?
It's going now very autumn-like. It's raining, getting very cold, especially in the night, and
cool.
Everything is normal
at
the moment here.
Cool. Anyway, Alejandro Camargo asked me, how am I? Muy bien. So that's where I am. My Spanish is horrible, and my German is not that much better. So anyway, you know, anyway, we can get by, I guess, in some cases. But anyway, we have. I guess Angelus is. I know he's coming on. He's just late a lot of times. You know, he doesn't get.
Yeah, same with Finn. Same with Finn. He's always late.
Yeah, Finn's late, but Finn doesn't. He thinks his English is not good enough to come on. Well, listen to my English, folks. It's not that great, even though that's my first language. So anyway, so anybody that wants to come on, though, there's the link. All you got to do is click on it. We'll bring you in, and we can talk about Alita and Rosa and some other stuff. And we'll be asking folks, you know, in the chat, you know, about some, see if we can answer some questions there as well. We do have Rosa's Queen Studios bust. I haven't been able to make contact with her. I mean, we've got each other's contact information. And my suspicion is that she, after being in that play for a month, which is pretty grueling when you think about it, every night, you know, working late and then you know, doing 3 plays over the weekend in 3 days, or 5 plays, rather, not 3, 5 days, 5 plays in 3 days. I can imagine that's pretty grueling, you know, but as soon as, you know, I get the word from her, we're set up. I've told her that we have the bust. And she was absolutely delighted by that. And she definitely wants to accept the bust from us, you know. And just as a reminder, this is not a gift. You know, we don't think of this as a gift. Now, yeah, we're happy to give it to Rosa for sure, you know. But for us in the Alita Army, this is like an award, you know, because we want to express our appreciation, admiration, and affection, you know, for our queen, Rosa. And she is certainly delighted to have that title, Queen of the Alita Army, too. And but we'll get there. We'll make that contact, when she gets ready and stuff like that. So we want to definitely present this to her, as from how the Alita Army feels about our queen, because we really think highly of her, and not just as an actress, but as just all around what we can see as a good person, So anyway, and a great actress too, I think. Petition, we didn't add too many. Well, I say too many. We only added one signature from last week. And, that's a little disappointing, but the Creek put $200 in there to see if it'll, I promised Vladi I'd do that, to put some money in there to kind of kickstart it a little bit. I know I promoted the petition myself on my channel here, about maybe 2 to 3 months ago. Yeah, maybe 4 or 5 months ago. And I think we added about 100 signatures on that. I'm not sure exact number, but it's kind of, it still plods along every week, but we want to see more folks signing the petition itself. So anybody that's out there in the chat that hasn't signed the petition, or you future people, because a lot of my audience is, basically I got a lot of audience in Asia, so those folks are in bed, so they're not on the stream here. But if they see this, just would love them to sign the petition. All you have to do is put your name and email address in there, and you've signed the petition. You don't have to put money in there. You do not, and you're not expected to either. But if you want to, you can definitely put money into it to help support getting a sequel, because what they do is they promote it at change.org. So we'll see how it goes now that the Creek, I just put that $200 in about, a couple hours ago, I think it was, maybe an hour ago. A couple of hours ago. So anyway, we'll see how that turns out, how well the promotion goes and that kind of thing there. So if you haven't signed a petition, please do so. And, let's remind Disney that we are still here. We want those sequels. We don't want them to forget about us, because we want those sequels. So give it to us, Disney. Damn it, just give us the sequels, and we'll be happy, and we'll get off your back. Also, we got the Alita Gaming Network going on, and I think that is an old link down there on the screen. I'm pretty sure it is, but I'll put a new link in there. I tried to get into Discord and it wouldn't let me in, so I think that's why that link is. I know that link's old. And once I do, I'll update the link in the description. Now, if you want to join, you can still send me a DM and I'll send you a link if you want to join. And basically what we did, first of all, before I get into that, we have all kinds of things we do on this channel. Certainly, I know I put clips, or highlights, that kind of thing, of videos. I know Chaos Nova does it. Angelus does this as well. And there are others that put that in there, put links maybe to YouTube or TikTok or something like that. And you can go look at them, that way. And anybody can post content to this. Now, Matu and I are going to kind of keep an eye on it, because we want to make sure that bad man, we haven't past the Googleplex of signatures, 1 million signatures yet. So no, we have not, bad man, but if it was up to the Creek, we'd definitely have 1 million in there. But you can put, anybody can post to this thing, and it doesn't have to be Alita related. We ask you, if you're going to put something that's not Alita related into the off-topic channel, you see there on the right. But certainly anything else, anything Alita related, or even Rosa Salazar related, we'd like to see this stuff, and put that in the, you can post it on any of the channels there in clips or highlights, that sort of thing, or in general, or in user creations. if you do an artwork, then you can put your art, post that in user creations. And, you know, I guess Matthew and I will kind of police it. You know, we haven't gotten anything untoward in there yet, you know, and I don't think we ever will, but just as due diligence, as they would say, you know, we definitely want to kind of make sure that, you know, we have some good stuff in there and nothing that's maybe a little dodgy, as they would say. Now, one thing we do, though, is we also do watch parties. And actually, what we did last Monday, we watched Rollerball in the watch party channel, and it, you know, we had some technical issues with that to begin with, but we finally got that straightened out, and you know, we watched the movie, and it's an older movie, but it's kind of similar to Motorball, and that's kind of why I kind of put it in there, you know, because there are a lot of similarities, you know, with the exception, of course, that the players in Rollerball are human beings. And of course, in Alita Battle Angel, the players are cyborgs. So, you know, it's a little bit different situation. But you can see the similarities. We had fun watching it. We could talk over it and do stuff like that, and just had a lot of fun, you know, seeing that old movie. It starred James Caan, and John Houseman was another one. Two famous actors. I think James Caan just recently passed away, obviously. But we had a lot of fun watching that movie. Now, here's the thing. If you want to see a movie in the Alita Gaming Network, just shoot me a DM or just put something in the chat right here, and we'll see what we can do about playing that thing, you know. So it's a private type of channel. So, you know, it's not generally speaking, it's not open to the public. You know, it's just the folks that are on the gaming network that can watch these movies. So, you know, I know we did watch Alita on there about 3 weeks ago, wasn't it, Smendrick? I think something like that.
Yeah, it was really great experience.
Yeah, it was.
Come to the gaming network, guys and girls, and watch any movie together with us.
Yeah, that's right. So, and we'll be doing this more frequently, you know. I mean, not every Monday. Mondays work best for me because I have to go. I do a lot of, well, you guys all know I do weightlifting, you know, and I have my strength coach. I have to train on Tuesday and Thursday, and then I also, you know, lift weights on the weekend. So, you know, that's kind of takes up a lot of my time. Plus, work also takes up a lot of my time. But Mondays usually work the best for me because I don't really do anything on Monday except recover from the previous weekend and week, you know. So anyway, just let me know what movie you might like to watch, and we will see what we can do about setting it up. And the Creek is approaching 200,000 subscribers. We're getting there, and I suspect that we will be there by the end of next month. Of course, you never know, you know, how that may play out. But the main reason, you know, that I put so much into this, you know, is because I think this will help folks notice, you know, the Alita Battle Angel as a movie. And I'm hoping, at least in my heart of hearts, I'm hoping that Alita Battle Angel, certainly when people, you know, see, wow, you got that many subscribers, maybe there's something to this movie I don't realize, you know. And on my channel, as you guys all know, I don't do anything on this channel except for Alita and Rosa. That's the only content I put on the channel. Now, of course, in the featured channels, you don't see that down at the bottom there. You'll see my powerlifting channel on there on the far right, but you know, those videos aren't there on that channel, on the Creek Indian Alita Army channel. So, you know, I'm hoping that, you know, maybe somebody will notice it and say, wow, you know, there's more to it than this. So anyway, we're getting there, and I appreciate you guys all supporting me on this, you know, by coming to the streams and watching the videos and stuff like that. And, you know, I come up with 3 videos a week, and I do a stream on Friday like today. And also I do a stream for Radio Chaos on Saturday. So, you know, we're pretty much engaged trying to get, you know, a sequel for Alita and Rosa for that matter, you know, and we definitely, you know, want to make Disney aware that, hey, there's a demand for this movie. And if you green light a sequel, you're going to make money. So, you know, that's the way that works. Any comments there, Smendrick?
I totally agree with you,
Yes,
Creaky.
indeed. Okay, so now that we've done that, so here's kind of what we want to go over today. We want to definitely, you know, talk about Alita. You know, kind of what's, you know, what's going on. You know, what we think, you know, might happen. Now, you know, the Creek doesn't have any inside information. I guess there's a couple of things that I do know that I kind of would keep in confidence here, but it's nothing earth shattering. But we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll also talk about the sequels, you know, about basically, now we've touched on that before, but, you know, basically what we think will be in the sequels and kind of briefly discuss that. And by the way, at any time you guys want to ask a question, do it. You know, don't wait for the end. I do have a slide set up a while ago, you know, coming up that says questions from the chat, you know, but, you know, we're not going to wait, you know, for the questions then. I mean, just go ahead and put them in there and we'll answer them as we go along. And then, you know, what's in store for Rosa in the future? And I got a slide on that. We can talk a little bit about it and what's going on in her career, you know. And then, of course, I've got a couple of screenshots of mine and Angelus's Cyrano de Bergerac programs. There's Lord Crit. How's it going, Lord Crit? How you doing? And I think you're muted. Yes, you are. You are muted, Lord. Or you were. You're not now.
I am here.
Yes, indeed.
Hello,
And,
Lord Crit.
yeah, welcome aboard, Lord
Hello.
Crit. Yeah. Generally, where you hail from there, Lord Crit?
I hail from the Pacific Northwest.
Nice. Okay. So you're in the good old Pacific Daylight Time. And guess who just joined us? My co-host from Brisbane in Queensland, Australia, Angelus. How's it going, Angelus?
Good day, mates.
Yeah. Good day and hoka hey, mates. So anyway, that's that. By the way, folks, I hope I don't scare you all with this, but I think what we might do is just let y'all see what the creek looks like. You know, there you are right there. So I guess we'll leave that on. How's things down there in Queensland there, Angelus?
Nice and warm.
Nice. That's right. You guys got summer down there going, don't you? In the southern hemisphere. Yeah. What about you, Lord Crit? You probably got some pretty autumn-like temperatures where you are, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Cool.
It was rainy today, and it's all good in Washington, and
Yeah.
So yeah, orcas and whatnot.
Yeah, I got a stepbrother that lives up there in Seattle. You know, he's been up there for quite a while, and from what I've heard, it rains there just about every day. So, or it does a lot of days, not every day, obviously, but
I'm an hour. No, I'm 40 minutes away from Seattle.
Oh,
I guess I could say I live in Tacoma.
Oh, okay.
Around Tacoma.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah.
Nice. Yeah, he lived on that for a while. He lives in a little different place now, but he lived up on that peninsula, you know, up around Mullenix Road, up in that area, you know, up near Bremerton is where, close to where he worked at the Naval Air Station there, you know. So, but that's a long time ago, I guess. He's retired now. Not like the Creek, who does not want to retire. So anyway, but anyway, as I was saying, you know, after we talked a little bit about Rosa and her career, because she's got some really cool things coming out, and I wanted to put that in here. Angelus and I were going to look at a couple of screenshots of our programs, and we'll compare who has the best program, you know, or the best cover sheet. And then, of course, at any time you can give us questions from the chat. that you don't have to wait until we get, 2/3 of the way through the stream. And then, of course, we'll just talk about any other thing that comes up that's Alita related or Rosa related. We'll talk about that. And yes, indeed, give Alita her sequel. That's right, Leonardo. That's what we definitely want. So make it happen, Disney. Okay. What about Alita? Well, first of all, as you guys remember, Charlie Smith and I went to see Cyrano de Bergerac, and we had the privilege and the pleasure to talk to our queen both times after that. And she told us that that her and James Cameron and others are pushing for the sequels. And they're working hard on. They have not forgotten us. They have not forgotten the sequels. They definitely want to do them, and they're in the making. And I think you guys probably remember from, I guess, last week's Radio Chaos stream. After talking to her, I have my confidence that a sequel was going to go, which was already high, is even higher. So I think it's just a matter of time. And then, of course, James Cameron convincing Disney, that, hey, this is a moneymaker if you want to do it, that kind of thing. And I think Disney wants to make money, so I think that's probably going to happen, But I won't go into the details there on that one. I guess another question would be, and I've seen this on social media a couple of times, is that will Rosa get the opportunity to produce some of the Alita content or whatever, or any part of the sequels for that matter, in the upcoming movies, because she is a producer, she's not just an actress. I mean, she does voiceover work as well, and she knows what she's doing in the industry, so she can definitely pull this off as well. And I think we saw also, and I think maybe you covered this, Angelus, last week to a degree. I think we saw that that there was some discussion about a series on Disney Plus, perhaps, of an Alita Battle Angel series, kind of like animation, I think it is. Now, I don't know where that went. Do you remember that, Angelus? What came up? What came?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Yeah, but I do remember seeing a pretty interesting post on that. And maybe we can discuss that a little bit if some of you folks know a little bit about it. And then, of course, next year, we got Volume 10 of Mars Chronicles coming out in February of next year. So that'll be pretty cool too, and the creek is, I'll be happy to get my hands on that one as well, because I've certainly got the first 9 volumes of that, in addition to the original manga and The Last Order. So, we got all of that stuff. So anyway, guys, what do y'all think?
I know that there is a game that looks similar to Alita that's coming from another, I think, is it one of the Asian gaming studios. I forget what it's called. I'll have to look it up. I'll get more information about that, actually, now that I mention it.
Okay.
And if I can't get it by today's stream, I'll see if I can get it for tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. Well, you can just look it up on the good old internet, right? So, yeah. Okay, Lord Crit, have you heard anything? I know you got your ear to the ground on this stuff.
Well, I've heard for what you've heard. I've been thinking why I think this would be a good. I think it's Cameron. He has the rights to Alita. I'm surprised he hasn't outsourced it to. He hasn't sought a Japanese studio to maybe produce a actual adaptation of a Wit Studio or because that I've seen stuff like Furin, Journey's End and stuff, and that's a very I think it would be very good for an actual real adaptation of Alita Battle Angel in anime form.
Yeah.
You could redo the arc. You could get Rosa to voice Alita.
Yeah.
It's right there. I don't know why they don't take it. If it would be a really interesting you know, it could even be Disney's first produced anime.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like surprised, like no one has actually like pushed to do that. If there's like stubbornness or something like that. As for the Alita sequel, pretty much what you heard is what I've heard recently. From the source. So that's the source. Alita is the source.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Alita is Rosa and Rosa is Alita. Yeah. You know, I heard some very interesting stuff from Rosa that I'm going to kind of keep it in confidence. But, you know, I'm, like I said, I'm really confident that we're going to get a sequel. You know, it's just a question of when, you know, is the whole thing. So, but I agree with you. I think, though, Lord Crit, the one thing that crossed my mind about this is that, you know, Cameron is really heavily involved in, you know, in the avatars. And of course, that's, you know, he's doing that in 20th Century Studios, which of course is, you know, Disney's subsidy company, you know, production company. And my thought is that perhaps he may at least want to finish that up. And he probably doesn't want to piss off Disney either. And that's probably why he hasn't even tried to make, and I don't know. I don't know if this is true. And I certainly have heard nothing from anybody that would bring this up or even know a lot more about it than I do. But it's just my thought, you know, that he's probably wanting to, you know, stay in Disney's good graces, perhaps, you know, and that he's, you know, kind of working it that way, you know, I guess, you know, I don't know. That's just kind of my thought, I think. So,
yeah, it was another thing. Like, I thought Alita sequel was guaranteed after Avatar made big bucks. I thought maybe that was one of Cameron's, like, if I get 2 billion, you're gonna greenlit Alita. And I don't know whether that's the case, but I mean, this has a big fan base. I'm not sure why they're not proceeding, because like all these other movies, and like Star Wars, it's just bombing after bomb after bomb. It's just not jiving with. They're doing the opposite of what people want, basically. I mean, no one wanted the Acolyte.
Yeah. Oh my God, no.
no. No one wanted. What was the? Well, Indiana Jones 5 wasn't that bad, but no one really wanted it, asked for it. It's like, well, everyone's asking for a sequel. Why aren't they doing it? Like, just it just boggles my mind.
Plus, they're heavily invested in MCU too. I mean, you know, with the exception of maybe Deadpool and Wolverine, they've had some you know, very dismal failures. You know, like the Marvels. That thing absolutely crashed and burned. Ant-Man, you know, the Quantum Mania thing didn't do as well as they had hoped, you know, that kind of thing. And I just think, you know, you would think after a while they would say, look, what we're doing is not working. I mean, for the most part, obviously Deadpool and Wolverine did real well, you know, for sure. But most of what they are doing is not working. You know, they're not making big money. You know, and like, for instance, last year in 2023, they started out with a bang, you know, with Cameron, with Avatar 2 making $2.3 billion. And by the end of the year, Disney had lost $1.2 billion net. I mean, I don't know how you do that, you know? And then these movies are not doing as well as they had hoped. You know, to me, it's, you know, I think I'm kind of like with you there, Lord Crit, that once Avatar 2 did so well, you know, coming in third or something like that in the, you know, in the highest grossing movies list, and of course Cameron having 3 of 4, you know, 3 out of 4 of those movies, you would think, okay, this is a no-brainer. If Cameron really gets heavily involved with Alita Fallen Angel, then certainly, you know, it would do a lot better. You know, I mean, than it did the first time in terms of financially, you know. And even though it didn't do that well financially the first time, it still made money. It wasn't a flop. You know, it just, I guess it just didn't make $1 billion like some folks in Disney like to seem to do. They like to try to make 800 million to $1 billion with every movie. So anyway, you know, yeah, and I guess what Alejandro Camargo was saying there, yeah, that she's co-produced, you know, Brand New Cherry Flavor and Wedding Season. That's that second bullet right there. Would she get the opportunity to co-produce that? You know, at least some of the Alita sequel. You know, I mean, I think she would be a natural fit for that, since she has already said she's already heavily invested in Alita. She definitely wants a sequel. I mean, for sure. When I talked to her on September the 14th, you know, she wants a sequel. She really does, you know, and, you know, it seems that she'd be a good producer for that, or at least co-producer. So any other thoughts, guys? The Creek is running his mouth too much. So, I mean, maybe you can, you know, pitch in there. Angelus, do you have any thoughts about this?
I'm just waiting for the front. They usually release the front cover fairly soonish before the actual release of the manga, but they haven't just yet.
Yeah.
I know that it's popped up on various bookstore websites.
Yeah.
That you can pre-order it, but
Yeah.
something that we don't have a front cover for it yet.
Yeah. I could probably get it on Amazon. I haven't checked on Amazon. I think because that's where I got most of my, you know, I guess actually I think I've got just about all of my Alita content in the manga from Amazon. I think. I'm not dead sure about that. So anyway, any other thoughts about this, you guys, in terms of, you know, any more Alita content? You know, I know we've talked about at one point, we did talk about maybe Disney doing some kind of toned down version of the Mars Chronicles, because the Mars Chronicles is pretty graphic, you know, I mean, in terms of, you know, what happens, you know, and it's pretty dark in places. And if you were going to put together say like a kids show for Alita, Mars Chronicles would be a good way to do it, but you have to tone it down quite a bit, I think, you know. What's Bad Man saying here? Yeah, that's right. Not every movie's going to make $1 billion for sure. You know, I mean, you know, I mean, if you can make a profit, that seems to me, you know, that should be your goal. And if you make big bucks, that's a good thing. You know, I think so.
Yeah, in my opinion, maybe it's a little bit early, but maybe we can.
Oh, here we go.
Talk about.
Hello.
Hello, Vladdy.
Hey, Vladdy, how's it going?
Shmendrick. Hey guys, it's been a bit quiet because I'm at my family's house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we just got back from seeing Joker 2.
Ah, okay.
Joker
2.
You have my apologies.
Yeah. I heard that thing didn't do that well.
Really bad, and just like I want to rant about Alita in relation to it, of course. So another film.
Imagine
a sequel.
That's
exactly.
a funny
Imagine that.
Yeah.
That's a funny thought. Imagine if Alita 2, but it was like Joker. Alita starts to sing.
Yeah.
Nova, I'm coming to you.
No, exactly. That can't happen.
That's exactly the point, guys. Like Joker 2 was made out of like a hatred for the character, whereas Alita would have been made for like a love for Alita. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would have been made with passion. There was no need for a Joker sequel. But that's the reason why it bombed. Like people, he wasn't even the Joker. Completely wrong. But not good. And Alita would have made loads of money, unlike Joker 2 and the Marvels.
Yeah.
2 films in from 2019, which did not need sequels.
And
they had no idea where they were going with the sequels. It was just a complete mess.
Yeah, I have no desire to see the Marvels. I mean, my brother saw it. He said it lost him when they started singing and dancing. He said, no,
there's singing and dancing in that one too, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, really, what is this?
So basically, if you don't know what to do with the sequel, you just throw in dance numbers for no reason.
Yeah, I mean,
whereas obviously Cameron has this amazing plan for sequels. It's just completely incomprehensible. Like Hollywood just seemed like almost malicious in not greenlighting a Alita sequel and giving us all these crappy sequels.
I just saw Captain Marvel this evening, maybe around 2 hours before the stream starts. And the only thing, not being disrespectful, but what you clearly can see is the total difference to Alita and other Cameroon stuff in the quality, in the story itself. And we lost our
we lost our leader. Come back, glorious leader.
We lost Creaky. We lost Creaky. The point is, it's a normal story. It's a normal production. It's or storyline. Better saying, it's okay, but it's not worth. Sorry for being, not so friendly. It's not worth a sequel. But all the Cameroon things, all he have done, exclude Titanic. I can imagine that he will be successful with future sequels.
Yeah.
It's really, I expect, I hope, I expect that they will more focus on Cameroon's projects.
Yeah, maybe not like a reboots. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Like,
less reboots.
Yeah, I apologize, guys. My internet kind of crashed for a few seconds there. So
your internet's getting really dodgy.
Yeah, I know. I hadn't done that for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then it just did it.
You used to never do that.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what it is. Maybe my service provider needs to get on the stick or something, But anyway, there it is. So anyway,
have you already gone over these bullet points?
Yeah, I've gone over there. But I did want to say one thing, though, Vladi, is that I know I was promising you that I was going to do this right here.
Oh, did you do the promotion?
Yeah.
You put in $200. You put some moolah in. He's gone again.
No.
Creaky.
Creaky, can you hear us?
He spent all his money on this petition. Now they cut off his internet. Has he got additional signatures? This is what I want to know. He's left us on tenterhooks.
Yeah, here I have a little problem on Blue Sky. Just to tell you, as soon as I start promoting our charity project and our petition here, I will be spammed over and over by bots, I think.
There's more bots on Blue Sky than Twitter. That's impossible.
Yeah, they moved. Maybe they moved from X to Blue Sky, and they flood each single post with a reference to change.org and to the charity project. They flood it with posts like, I can improve your circle, your in Germany it's Reichweite. I can improve your success, and so on and so on, and that's really annoying. Believe me. But I don't have another idea. What was this question? No, Batman. Not Disney trolls, but trolls that try to sell,
promote their own shit.
Promotion and whatever about charity projects or petitions or whatever. Yeah, and that's the problem I have. And all my followers can read this, and I don't. I'm now a little bit scary to even if I hide it in the what they called alt text in the pictures. Even they scan these texts, and then they jump on this train, we would say in German, and try to annoy me.
Hey, Angelus, can you take over just for about 5 minutes? I want to go check something on my router to make sure we don't have this problem again.
Copy that. But go, keep going, Smendrick.
Yeah.
Blue Sky's fucked.
Yeah, Blue Sky. At the moment, I don't know how to. Maybe you have a better idea. Yeah. We can discuss this, but at the moment I'm hesitate to promote our good things. Yeah, our signature petition, our charity project, and whatever. Yeah. I don't know how to handle this. Maybe you have a good idea. And
no, I just ignore them probably.
Yeah, me too. Okay, I even don't react on them, as other bots then will beat me, yeah, and will starting shitstorms and whatever. Yeah. So I have to be very careful with even responding them. I didn't even block them, just to lose their attention. Yeah. If you don't react, if you don't block, then they will. Hopefully, they will go on to other places.
Yeah, I mean, they probably like come in waves. Maybe they'll just go away eventually.
Who
knows? Yeah, I should have seen The Wild Robot instead of Joker 2.
Oh, I heard good things about that movie.
Yeah, it would have been like the opposite of Joker 2. I would have been invested in the characters, which would have actually been likable instead of everyone just being unlikable.
Joker 2.
Fully end up.
So you guys,
it wasn't even that good either.
Joker Doeth.
So Joker 2 wasn't any good. Is that what I'm hearing?
No, it's not very good.
Uh,
I thought the ending was all right. I thought, oh, things are picking up here, but then at that point, I just really wanted it to end. And thankfully, it did end very soon after that.
now that thing's got Harley Quinn in it, doesn't it?
Well, again, none of them are really the characters. They're just like
Yeah.
pretending to be. But I think she's called Lee in this.
Oh,
Like
okay.
Lady Gaga. She's pretty good in it. But
okay.
like, yeah, she's not bad in it.
Okay.
The way it wasn't, some aspects of it were alright. The way but at the end, it didn't really fit. I didn't really buy into it.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
the music
Well,
could have been better. Again,
well,
another sequel that shouldn't exist, while Alita's should exist, but it doesn't.
yeah, it's
Hollywood hates humanity.
yeah. I wish that wasn't true, Lottie.
Well,
So,
it is.
yeah. So anyway, I guess you guys kind of got off the beaten track on Alita. So that's
Well,
okay,
we were
I
on.
guess.
Yeah, we were talking about Blue Sky for like 10 minutes.
Well,
yeah,
Hollywood has a giant, no pun intended, iceberg standing in its way.
Yeah.
Wow, did like only one person get the reference there?
You mean Titanic is in James Cameron?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
People
James
got it.
Cameron is literally not only the one making money, but making
He's the only one who can make good
billions.
stuff, really.
And doing so, like while doing his own thing and no one else's. Like he bows to no one, he bends to no will.
Who?
Like
Yeah.
his way
Of course.
or the Cameron Highway, which is like straight down to hell, where
Yeah.
they came from in the first place. But
Okay. Go
What
ahead.
what I want to ask you guys, maybe it's a little bit early, but John Landau did a lot of work.
Yeah.
Incredible engagement, incredible investing resources in an incredible way. What do you think? Who can do this work in the future? And we have it here a ballot point.
Yeah. I think that
did you think that maybe Rosa could, I don't want to stress her, it's a lot of work as actress, but what do you think about Rosa taking a small part of all the work John Landau would have?
I think that'd be a big ask if you ask me. I think that because she's I mean, wearing that mocap suit and going through all she has to go through to just prepare, every day to get that thing on, and it takes a while to get those things on, and then to have to do everything else, I know one thing that she did say that she told Charlie and I, that one of the things that kind of was detrimental to the timeline, for getting the Alita sequel greenlit was John Landau's death. I mean, that really kind of knocked him back a little bit, I think, that's, or at least she said something to that effect, that kind of delayed things, so, he was the glue that held everything together, wasn't he? So, maybe Robert Rodriguez could do, some of the stuff that John was doing, although he would have his hands full as director, obviously, but, that's a possibility.
it
Or
was
just
said
get somebody
that,
new.
What about the executive producer? What was his name? David Valdez or something?
Yeah, David Valdez. Yeah. I don't know,
Maybe
you
he
know,
could do some of that.
well, possibly, but you know, executive producers, they don't usually get involved in the
No.
daily details like that. They're they're the money guys, you know, they're making
Yeah,
sure
exactly.
they get the resources and stuff like that they need, perhaps, you know, but yeah, that's not a thing that they do, you know, for the most part. And I don't know what his, you know, I don't know what his experience is and all that, you know, but usually executive producers are just the guys that come up with the money. You know, that's what happens. So, by the way, I'm going to leave my camera off because the bandwidth demand might have been part of the problem. So, but the router looked okay. So, you know, I don't know. So, anyway, did I miss anything while you guys were, while I was, you know, out, I guess, while I was, while the internet was kind of giving me some trouble?
No.
No, not really.
Bad Man. Yeah, John Landau said he was most proud of like his
Yeah.
teams that he assembled to work into the future. And I'm sure
Yeah.
they'll all the ones working on Avatar. I'm sure some of them will hop onto Alita when the time comes.
Yeah, they really leaned on John a lot for a lot of stuff, didn't they?
Yeah, but I'm saying he's built his team and they can carry on his legacy and get those Alita sequels done.
Yeah, let's do it. It'd be the coolest thing, you know, to see at the ending credits, you know, at the, you know, for John, you know, that would be the coolest thing, you know. Okay, guys, anything else you can think of about, you know, any possibilities of Alita sequels, series, you know, anything else you think maybe Kishiro's going to write more books or what?
I don't know. Is Mars Chronicles wrapping up? Is it coming to an end, or is it just going to keep going?
I don't know. You know, I mean, we thought it was coming to an end at 8, you know, and then 9 came out. Now 10's coming out. So I don't know, you know.
Yeah, it's good to hear this. Many ideas can help, especially the other bullet point topic. Maybe they have an idea how to realize maybe a small series with short clips or something like this. Ideas are always welcome.
Indeed.
To return to the main problem, we need people to realize it, not only greenlighting. Yeah, that's the most important point, but also the production, the scripting, whatever. All these things should be done in a time, sorry, my English is too bad. In a time, people have the audience has attention to the entire stuff, and they have to produce or at the end deliver something in this attention span. Yeah.
Well, you know, I know one thing that we've seen on social media that we'll see from time to time, these posts, you know, that say somebody had just watched Alita for the first time, and we always see, you know, why didn't anybody tell me about this movie? This is great, you know. I mean, we just saw one of those this past week. I mean, you know, I think somebody put in one of the private chats, you know, that they had just, well, I guess it was they showed their family, and they were, you know, why didn't I see this before, you know, or something like this, you know. We see that from time to time for this movie, you know. So, you know, I think the biggest problem to begin with, you know, now I wasn't in the Alita Army in 2019, but, you know, I think one of the biggest problems they had was that the marketing of this thing was horrible. I mean,
yeah, extreme.
You know,
In Germany, it was non-existing.
Yeah, because I know.
uh,
Yeah, go ahead.
oh, well, I was there.
Yeah,
When the first trailer came out, I was like, "Oh, another James Cameron movie."
yeah,
Like the first trailer was fine, but her eyes were
yeah.
not. James Cameron fixed that with the irises, but they were really. It was really jarring. It was, and it kind of the trailer kind of just made it look like another generic science fiction, and they kept moving the release date, and then they decided to settle on. Well, this was 2019. They settled on February, and then that's when maybe some interest started, because I wasn't even the second trailer. I still wasn't like sold on the movie, and then the final trailer, and then they had the test screenings the week before the movie came out. I went to one of those preview screenings, and I was like blown away. Like, whoa. Oh man, everyone needs to go see this. A month before the movie came out, it had good reviews, and they had private screening. And then when the actual movie came out, then there was interest. But by then it was too late, because they had already pushed it, and they put it before How to Train Your Dragon, the last one, which took a lot of business from it. And then it also had to deal with Captain Marvel, which the only reason why people went to go see Captain Marvel was because of Avengers Endgame the following. But then, it's a lot of people were trying to tell people go see this movie, and a lot of people did, but too late. It was kind of too late, and it kind of just floundered. It didn't make a lot of money domestically, but it was really big in China and internationally. So
it was.
But you don't make a lot of money from China because they take a cut. So that's probably what. And then that same time, I think another big issue was the 20th Century Fox was sold that season.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
That also, they even usually DVDs come out, and I was gonna buy my DVD. There was nothing about Alita for months.
It was really unusual because
it wasn't until the summer where they revealed it was coming out later in the autumn.
Yeah, that's right.
And I was like, and it was just a very jarring. It was just kind of sad because it came out at the worst time. Not worst time. It made money still.
Yeah,
I would have. I think if it was released. I forgot to mention, they were going to release it in December. It went from July to December to February.
Yeah,
so they pushed it back.
Rosa was lamenting that.
If it was released in December, it would not have this fan base. It would have been destroyed, forgotten. December was brutal at the box office because they had so many movies come out.
Well, that's probably why they didn't do it too, because they knew all those movies were coming out. So that's probably why they didn't release it in December.
I think they should have delayed it, but they probably wanted to get out before the merger finished, because Disney might have done horrible things to it.
Well, I think one of the problems I didn't come in the Alita Army until March of 2020, but one of the things that struck me is I remember seeing a trailer during the Super Bowl in 2019, and I saw the one trailer, and it's like I didn't see anything else, after that for not just at the Super Bowl. For the rest, for like you were saying, Lord Crit, for months I didn't see anything, So I didn't. For me as a moviegoer, I didn't see enough pushing of it that might get me to warm up to it, because I know the first time I saw it, I said, I don't want to watch a teenage girl beating up on robots and cyborgs and androids. I don't want to see this, But I think from what some of the other trailers I've seen since, and certainly after seeing the movie, I believe I would have probably, you know, gotten in earlier if had seen them market it a little better, where I could see more trailers and kind of get accustomed to it. But it's like they weren't trying to do any kind of, you know, sales pitch or something for it. You know, it's like it was just, oh, we're going to throw this trailer out there at Super Bowl and that's it. You know, that's kind of what I thought.
I think, like, yeah, the trailers just didn't look interesting. It looked generic, and I couldn't even tell, like, other than that was the only standing out thing was her eyes, and maybe they had some of the CGI fights, and then her and Hugo, but there wasn't like any, like, it was trying to just tell you it's a James Cameron movie.
Yeah.
If they did it like Avatar, if they marketed a little bit like Avatar, I think it would have done. Like, if they showed little of how Alita was, like, I didn't even know she was quirky and stuff. I thought she was just gonna.
Yeah.
No one knew because the marketing was awful for Alita, which is a shame. It was just very bad.
Yes.
What I think, what I think, focusing on Germany, the best promotion really was the Dua Lipa Swan Song music video. It was so nice, and maybe this could be an idea for the next for the sequels. Use the possibilities of spreading the news about sequels with music videos, with really good music videos.
Well, just a better marketing approach altogether. I mean,
and yes, of course,
it's
not only the media thing, but the entire merch thing. We had really, it's unbelievable, but in Germany we nearly had anything around this media presence.
Hey, Ox King, how's it going,
what
man?
The hell?
Hey, how's it going? It's been a while.
Yeah, it has. How you doing, man? How are things down there in Tampa?
There's no gas.
Yeah.
Is it windy?
Well, no, not really.
Well, not now. It's not.
Yeah, there's no gas. Like, I saw a line so the one gas station I saw that was open only had 2 pumps open, and the line was a half a mile up the highway just to get into the gas station.
Jesus.
And the sheriffs have been saying that there's been fights over gas. Jesus. So it's like it's like Mad Max. Yeah.
Well, we haven't heard from you for a while, Ox King. How is it being a daddy?
I actually love it. It's fun, man. I got an insane child.
You got your own.
He's real crazy.
Yeah. He's like his dad, I guess.
That's what my mom keeps saying. That's how I was when I was a baby. Like, he's got so much energy. We put him in a child fitness class, man. It's called Kid Strong. And they make him do things like tire flips and drag tires and weights and shit and walk on balance beams. Yeah, man. It's actually real awesome. It's like a baby CrossFit class.
Or strongman training.
Yeah, well, he was trying to deadlift a Bosu ball. Like, I didn't teach him how to deadlift, but like, he just loves to lift things over his head. So he'll squat down and take a pretty good position for a deadlift for a 1-year-old, and he'll actually pick things up using his legs. You know what I mean? And he tried to deadlift a Bosu ball, but he wasn't strong enough. So yeah, man, it's been real
good dad teaching you.
If I ever get down there to Tampa, there, Ox King. If I ever get down to Tampa, I got to come look you up, man.
Yeah, come through, man.
Yeah,
you know, maybe when there's gas in this state.
There's gas in this state, right? Yeah,
there is no gas as of right now. We got a friend that's trying to drive back from Texas because she left for the hurricane. I'm like, you're not gonna make it far because There's literally no gas.
Well, not only that, the damn interstates are all crowded up, aren't they? I mean,
they're crowded.
Well,
There's no stoplights, so we got these giant intersections with like these giant, busy, crowded intersections with no stoplights. So it's just anarchy at the intersections. We got no cell service. So I thought my friends died during the hurricane because nobody was texting me back for hours. Turns out the cell towers are down and there's no power in a lot of places either. So it's been kind of it's been anarchy out here, man.
Since I've already visited Austin, Texas, next I'll go down to Florida and just give me some onion rings and barbecue sauce, and I'll top up your gas supplies.
Onion ring. Okay, you got to figure out a way to cook them bitches because there's no power out here. I'm lucky I got power, to be honest with you. Like I'm glad to have it, but you should be used to it though, because you're from Mad Max. You live there, so
yeah, exactly. Go old school, like creaky old school, and light a fire and cook the onion rings that way.
That's what everybody's been doing, just barbecuing outside, just grilling. So I'm used to that. So. You should have seen the alligator in my backyard yesterday too. It was nuts. Like it's at least, I don't know, 8-9 foot. It's not even the biggest one that lives here, but I guess because the water line came up to my yard, the alligator was just chilling there while I was picking up pieces of my roof out of the yard, and I had to like go next to the alligator and like pick up pieces, and it didn't move. So I was like, all right, whatever. You mind your business. I'm on mine. I got a picture. I'm gonna send it to y'all. I'm gonna send it next week.
All right, cool.
But how things been with you guys?
Oh, pretty good.
Not bad. I just suffered through Joker 2 tonight.
Oh, you watched it?
Yeah, man.
I knew it was gonna be ass from like way back when they announced Lady Gaga was gonna be in it. Like, listen, Lady Gaga might be talented, but
I was quite excited for it.
She was a mismatch. What happened?
I thought that I didn't mind that they were going to like subvert it in a way. I thought it might have been interesting, but it just wasn't that interesting.
The movie wasn't interesting. I heard it was pretty boring.
Really boring. It gets kind of good near the end, but then you just want it to end because it just dragged on for so long.
Yeah, I'm really not interested in just anything that they had to do with that. I think this was a case of, damn, we made $1 billion and had no fucking plans. Well, let's just fucking wing it then. And
I'll start ranting about how
said it. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'll start ranting again about how they had no plan for a Joker 2 or like Captain Marvel 2, but they both made $1 billion, so they get sequels, and both their sequels flopped. But Alita had this master plan for sequels with all the like passion for the character and stuff, and it doesn't get shit, and that would have made loads of money. It infuriates me.
See, I think the Marvels. I mean, I think Captain Marvel. I think they fudged the numbers on that. I can't believe that sumbitch made $1 billion. Yeah, I am.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with overseas money. A lot of it has to do with the fact that it's connected to,
the military,
like Infinity War and stuff. At the height of, that's at the height of that stuff. You know what I mean? So I think that's a lot of it. And I think that once people saw that it really wasn't anything special, they didn't come back for the sequel.
Disney had them all under some kind of Marvel mind control.
Yeah, for a while.
They were, forced to see it. They dragged them to the cinema.
I mean, they literally connected it to the Avengers movie. So I mean, they were like, if you want to know what's going to happen next, you have to see this movie. So and there are people. And people watch those movies as if they're like a series like Breaking Bad. You know what I mean? So, people watch all the series and stuff. Even Deadpool, you know what I mean? Like that's like super connected to all of this stuff, and Deadpool just recently made $1 billion. I don't think it was $1 billion good. I was very surprised that Deadpool made $1 billion and I saw it. I didn't hate it, but it doesn't seem like $1 billion movie to me. But again, it's connected into this $1 billion universe. You know what I mean? And that's how they're making their money. Make 5 good movies and 10 of them sell. Well, 5 good movies and you'll sell 10.
In case of the MCU, you make 30 good movies or 30 movies and maybe 10 of them will sell. Something like that. What they've been doing.
A lot of them have been selling I think just like outside of what they actually deserve to make. But that's just me being a non-Marvel fan. You know what I mean? As for Alita, I think there's a lot going into it not getting a sequel just beyond how it did successful, how successful it was. I'm not gonna lie, man. I think a lot of it has to do with James Cameron just not being interested in that exactly at the moment, or at least maybe a couple years ago, because he was really into Avatar. So a lot of resources were going there. You know, I think he could have made a push if he wanted to. You know, I do know that Disney Fox merger really messed things up, because the same thing, it's not a conspiracy, because I mean, the same thing happened to Empty Man. You know, that horror movie I liked a couple of years ago. Like, it literally came out during the Disney Fox merger, was put only on a couple screens, was like the script was changed up, and then it's still not gotten a physical release as far as I know. So they didn't even release it physically, and it was never advertised either. No one even knew this movie was coming out. I didn't know it came out until it came out on Hulu or something like that. I didn't even know it was a movie. And then and the few little marketing they did made it seem like the Bye Bye Man. You know what I mean? So when it was a completely different kind of movie, it was a Lovecraft film basically. So
well, basically, Ox King, I guess one of the things that, you know, Charlie Smith and I, when we talked to Rosa when we were in LA, you know, she told us that James Cameron really does want to do Alita. He really does, but he is heavily engaged. But yeah, exactly. It's, you know, it's like, you know, he's got the avatars going, and that's you know, that's taking up his time. You know? But he really
there's a lot
does
of things I really want to do. Like, I really want to buy a fucking Heckler and Koch, you know what I mean? AR-15, you know, the MR-556, but not today and not tomorrow and not next week. That bitch is $3,000, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying that he doesn't want to do it, but I think that his passions at the moment are disconnected, you know what I mean? And my thing is, like, Rose is not aging in reverse. I mean, maybe looks wise, you know, for some people, but I'm talking about, you know, is she going to end up like Keanu, where she has to pass on the torch for John Wick 7, you know what I mean? Or whichever one.
I don't know. She looked pretty good.
You know what I mean?
She'll play her till she's 90, Ox King.
Yeah,
probably could, just because of the fact that, you know, all the tech and all that stuff.
Well, when you think that, you know, Sigourney Weaver is 70 years old and she played a teenager in Avatar 2, I mean, you know, they can pull it off, you know. But
they can just get a stunt girl to do all the hard stuff.
Yeah.
She just needs to do the emotion on the CGI.
Nobody involved is getting younger. You know what I mean? So it's
none of us are getting younger.
Just turned 68.
We should have made the sequel by now, is what I'm saying. Like, we should, you know, get started. And, you know, I'm watching right now with Dragon Ball. Like, a bunch of the people that have been involved with the series are dying or passing away from old age and stuff. You know, and it's like we still haven't gotten our sequel to Dragon Ball Super. So. You know, that's
Toriyama.
By the way,
just Toriyama. Doc Martin passed away the other day. Not Doc Martin. I forgot his name, but the narrator.
That's one of the things I miss, though, Ox King. How you and I used to watch Dragon Ball Z after the streams. I miss that. You know, I think that's pretty cool.
It's just hard for me to get any streams, just because I got my baby Friday evenings. You know so I'm by myself. He's a handful, cool. Man. I turn around, like, you know what he did the other day? I put him in the playroom, because we got a little playroom at my mom's house, right, for the babies. He's not the only baby. I put him in the playroom, nice and safe, all the sockets plugged up, like there's nothing dangerous in there for a baby to get. And I walked away into the bathroom, which is the next door over, took a piss. I'm gone for 30 seconds. Okay, I just took a piss. I come back. He started painting the paint, peeling the paint off of the door and eating it. Like the paint wasn't peeling, he peeled it himself. Like, he figured out how to take it off of the door and started eating it. I'm like, dude, this is why I can't leave you alone for 4 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
He will find something stupid to do.
Yeah, I got a 1-year-old grandson myself, and he's, you know, my youngest stepson says he's a trip.
Yeah, man. Like, it's one thing, like, when you're having a son, you're like, yeah, damn, I'm having a son. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to do this. I'm going to show him this. I'm going to introduce him to this. But then the other side, the dread comes in, like, damn.
Yeah.
He's going to be a monster, though.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's talk about this right here. We don't need to talk about it much, because we've beat this to death on previous streams. And I think, Dan, even when you were streaming years ago, we had a little talk about what the next two sequels would be. You remember that stream? You had us homework. You gave Vangelis and I homework for that one. But Alita Fallen Angel. Now, this is something that nobody's told me anything about what's going to be in any sequels, you know. But it's just from
she obviously told you the whole script, didn't she? She must have read it and was finished it.
No, she didn't tell. She didn't show. We got that coming up there, Angelus. You can. I got it on a slide, bud. So anyway, but on Fallen Angel, we're probably going to get the Motorball arc and the Zerkapan arc. Okay. And then Avenging Angel will be the Badlands arc, which is a pretty big deal. But then hopefully we'll see a prelude to the Last Order, something like that. Maybe the baby bomb at the end of Avenging Angel, or something like that, or something that's similar. Because if they don't want to do an Alita 4, they wouldn't want to kill the character off at the Alita 3. I think they'd probably just do something else, Maybe she's captured or something, who knows, But anyway, we've talked about this many times, what we think are going to be in the next two movies. And I do think, just based on what I was told by our queen, that we are going to get a sequel. We're definitely going to get one. It's just when.
What are you holding back? What does she say?
No, I'm not holding anything back. I'm just, I just would rather not say, but but anyway,
something back. That's what that is.
That's what it is.
I'm not holding anything back. I just don't want to tell you.
Yeah, that's right. Well,
why don't you kick everyone and just tell me?
No, I'm not going to do that.
So I do want to say this. I made a video a long time ago about how I want the sequels to go, or like how I speculate the sequels to go.
Yep.
I've changed my mind, and I got a slightly controversial take. Everyone that's heard my take has pushed back on it. But I swear to God, if you go back and you read the manga and you just give me a second and you see the vision, you close your eyes and you see the vision, you'll see I'm right on this.
All right.
I think this is going to be tough. It's going to be tough to hear. I think that we should, for the most part, not completely, scrap the Badlands arc for a sequel. Now, you got to hear me out. I think we should roll elements of the Badlands arc into the Japan arc. We can, you can move things around and all that. But for the most part, I don't know if the Badlands arc has enough substance-wise, but it's also in a way too much to make a movie. And I think what will end up happening is they end up having to do 4. You know what I mean? So if you want a trilogy, just a trilogy, I think that you could go into the Motorball arc, introduce things like Josh Ugan in Japan, have Josh Ugan be like the mid boss, you know what I mean? Have Josh Ugan be the end of the second movie, because that's a very big climactic fight. And then have Japan, the final showdown with Japan at the end of the third movie, ravaging the city, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I think that's the best way to do it. And
I see. Okay.
And the reason why I like that is because when you read the Japan arc, not only is it the story with the most gravitas in all of the Alita manga, right? I think the Motorball arc and the Japan arc are the most weighty stories when it comes to the character of Alita, in my opinion. That's like the most formative, the most shit happened to her there. You know what I mean? Like I said, you can roll some of the stuff in the Badlands in, but like when it comes to connecting back to everything we saw in the first movie, pretty much all of the Japan arc wraps up all of that. The Badlands arc is something completely new. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Yeah. So you're saying then that elements of the Badlands arc would be in Alita 3, and that would be maybe the Yellow Door segment or something like that at the very end. Of
maybe we can roll in some of that into this. But I think the final boss should not be Den. It should be Japan. And the reason why I think that is because, like I said, you already have in this first movie elements of that, like, her cutting off Japan's face, and it'll be wrapped in the whole Motorball thing. We've started some of these storylines, and the end, wrapping a bow on everything, would be the end of the Japan arc. Everything, all of that coming to fruition, everything that started here will have consequences in the end of that. You know what I mean? I think that's a big thing that, long-running stories do really well with, is setting up things in the very beginning that have consequences in the end and have resolution in the end. Whereas with the Badlands and going to Zalem at the end, which I guess you can roll that into this as well somehow, just, briefly. Yeah. But all of that is like starting a new story. You know what I mean? And you wouldn't be able to end it in a trilogy. You would have to do like a 4th movie or a 5th movie. You know what I mean? So if you want something that's cathartic and beautiful and hard hitting, as the Japan arc is, I think we should have the Japan arc and the Motorball arc be the number 2 and the number 3. And like I said, the motorball arc used to be my least favorite arc, but having gone back and read the manga again, it really is the hardest hitting arc in the entire series. Like everything is fucking tear jerking. You know what I mean? In that shit, in that story, when you like really look deep into it, it's like, and I kind of touch on it in one of my videos about romance, right? Just how dark the world is. And I think that would be like the Empire Strikes Back. No, Empire Strikes Back is kind of like the darkest of the original trilogy. That would be the motorball arc for us. Her losing Coach Ed, her being in that dark place from just losing Hugo, and then Jashugan revitalizing her fighting spirit. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. That could be the resolution to the second movie. And then, of course, the third would be dealing with the consequences of her facing Japan and everything that happened between Japan, her, and Hugo. And that could be her revenge for Hugo as well. You know what I mean? In a cathartic way. So,
okay. So I guess what you're saying then, Ox King, is that if you're going to go to a fourth movie, if you're going to push some of this stuff up, like you say, push it off, that maybe she meets Figure 4 at the beginning of the fourth movie. Is that kind of where you're going with that, or? Okay.
If we're just doing a trilogy, we wouldn't do the Badlands at all. But if you're doing a fourth movie and a fifth movie, then you can go to the Badlands. Because, like I said, that's like a new story. That's like, you know what I mean? It's like a brand new story, and it's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it doesn't connect as well. It doesn't flow as well. It literally is a brand new story. You know what I mean? The Alita in the Badlands could be a whole different character. You can write that as a different character if you wanted to. There are connections back to the old stories, but you know what I mean? It's just it wouldn't flow as well. So then her meeting Figure 4, her becoming the Angel of Death and all that stuff, that's a new arc. It's a new character arc for her. Her meeting Den and realizing that she's not a revolutionary. Instead, she has to realize, there's rights and wrongs on all sides and that kind of stuff. And all that, those are new character arcs. You know what I mean? That's not stuff that necessarily connects fully back to the original movie or the original story with Japan and stuff. And just really though, I think the biggest reason why I say that, just because the Japan story and the motorball story are the most consequential, and that'll be a great way to just like tell an amazing story, wrap it up, and then hopefully you get a fourth movie, greenlit for a fourth, and then you could do the Badlands stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sounds good to me, man.
Well,
maybe some of the Last Order stuff.
Yeah, the Creek wants 6 movies, but that's okay.
See, and then that would be perfect, because then you could do Badlands in 2 movies and then cover Last Order stuff in the last one.
Yeah, that's kind of what Badman was saying, splitting it up into 2 movies. If you did the Badlands arc, and Avenging Angel, you could do 2 movies. Yeah, that I could see that. Yeah.
It's just the Badlands is way too much, and it doesn't connect enough back to the original, like.
I see your point. I do see your point on that, because it's a big leap, because we've already been introduced to Jashugan and we've already been introduced to Japan. So that would, it makes sense. I guess now that you mention it,
and you know what? Badlands being 3 movies would even be awesome too, because then we could see what happened during the 10-year time skip. When she's off, like, cause we did get that little mini comic. Where she kills one of the deckmen, she's assigned to go assassinate one of them. Yep. I think a lot of that stuff, her seeing her negative character arc of sliding into like, just wanting to, the stuff that Figure 4 pulled her out of. She was sliding into mania, wanting to just be a murderer. You know what I mean? Wanting to be a killer, and that's all she cared about. Like, we could see her sliding into that negative character arc, and then, by the third movie or the second movie, Figure 4 can pull her out.
If I could hop in here. I've never really talked about what I would from Alita Fallen Angel, what I would like to see. If I could. Because I've written a plot outline for personally, I think the Badlands arc should be the third movie. It should just take like the Wastelands, all that plot. It's pretty heavy, but I think if you're going to have the whole like final battle against Nova, the thing is Nova's leaving Iron City at the end of Fallen Angel. I have that. That's like the only reason why she would leave Iron City is to go hunt down Nova. It's her final stand, and she's got him out of. She's now the one after she beats Japan. She's now, on top of Nova's already kind of messed her up even more from the stuff that happens in see, combining, like, you could easily combine the Motorball and the Zapan arc. It's pretty, the Zapan arc, the Motorball stuff is going to mainly be like a montage with her training with Jashigon. And, getting to know his sister, whatnot, but she's depressed and she wants to kill, her goal is Nova. And then you have the B plot of the movie, which is Ito, trying to get to Alita, and she's ignoring him, basically. And that's when he discovers that she has basically, he discovers that her mechanic sold her suit. Like, she doesn't use the suit anymore. So now Ito looks into this, and then, he goes. It's pretty much the journey to Nova, who is behind the whole thing, and Nova's not going to let Alita win the Motorball to get to him, and that's where you can have the whole Jashigon going crazy, because that's part of his. You could even have, like, say, the twist that Nova was there the whole time in the mansion. He comes down. He always leaves Zalem all the time at his pleasure, even when he's not, like, mind controlling. But, like, you could all have all these plot, but the big climax is when she gets to Iron City, which could be, it's actually, like, kind of like an oasis.
Zalem.
So
yeah,
Zalem.
My
mind is. I'm trying to remember everything from my
yeah.
He gets to Zalem, and that's where she finds out Ito's in trouble, and Nova invites her to finally meet her face to face, and that's where you can add some Hollywood tripe that what his plan is and whatnot. Like, he's obsessed with Alita or something like that. That's where you could do it. How I imagine the ending of Fallen Angel would be Alita making a choice, because he has Zapan start his rampage and start destroying Iron City. She can either kill Nova, or she can go, she can make a choice. And this is after Ito is dead. Ito is killed in front of her by Nova, or Zapan. And she makes that choice. She jumps from Iron City and goes all the way down to fight Zapan. And that would lead to big battle between Zapan and Zerker Pan and Alita. But I always imagined the ending of Alita 2. Like, we see in the first film when she's looking down and she raises her sword.
Yeah.
Okay. Be careful.
Just over here.
Sorry. She's raising her sword towards the
Nova.
Nova. Solemn. Yeah. And we get that same music cue. In the second one, she's now on top of Zalem, and she's looking outward, and then we see we hear the same music, but it's like, it's more higher now, meaning that Nova is now lost, but Nova still smiles back. He's leaving Iron City. Basically, she's looking at him outwards. And that pretty much hints to where she's going to go next. She's going to chase him down into the Badlands, and that leads into Avenging Angel, which I haven't really thought of yet.
Yeah. Well, my thoughts were on Fallen Angel. I think I almost called you Den. I think Ox King almost sold me.
Call me whatever you want, man.
Just don't call you late for dinner, right?
Can I call you Daddy?
I'm that too.
But anyway, I think with Fallen Angel, the way I have it up there, that would require, I think, a 3-hour movie. And do y'all not agree with that? I mean, or do you agree with that? If you had 2 arcs in there, you have to have a long ass movie. I mean, Cameron is big on making long ass movies. So, and that was kind of my thought. But
it's hard with the long movie because you got to balance putting in a lot of story, but then making it feel like something's happened, because you can easily bore your audience, and that can become a criticism in itself. Like core Alita audiences would love seeing all the lore and all the details of the world and all that stuff. But the people that you're trying to get to sell the people that you're trying to sell your movie to, the general audience, that's your sell right there. You know what I mean? Those are the people whose money you need. And if you do too much, you can easily lose them, and they'll be like, "What? What the fuck? What's going on?" Like, we don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened with that Green Lantern movie. They tried to put too much into there with Oa and all that other stuff, and it.
Dude, I have no idea who that is. You would have fucking lost me in that movie if I watched that.
Well, Green Lantern, that movie came out in 2012, I think it was, something like about the same time the Avengers came out.
I never saw that.
Yeah, and it had Ryan Reynolds in it and stuff like that, I mean, the movie was enjoyable, okay, but I just think it was like they're cramming up too much into it, and now that you kind of brought that up, and I think you too, Lord Crit, where you were saying, well, the Zerkerpan arc, you would just start at the very end is when you'd start it. So I think I kind of like, now that I think about it, I kind of like that, because as much as I would like to see a 3-hour Alita movie, I think just putting one arc at a time in a movie like that, where you could put more detail into it. Now that I think about it, it seems to me it'd be a better approach, I think.
Another thing is, even though there is a Motorball arc, we've already seen Motorball in the first movie.
Yeah.
And, if we focus so much on Motorball, it would kind of get repetitive. And, it would also eat a lot at the CGI budget, which is why you would have to neuter it, smush it down, and then midway through the movie combine it with Josh Gun's being controlled by Nova, and Nova's showing Ito, hey, you want to see Alita die? I'm gonna show you.
So for me, the Motorball arc isn't about the Motorball. You see what I'm saying? It's not about, that's not what the Motorball arc is about. It's about Alita's personal, I guess, down period, her dark period. It's about everything that goes on around the Motorball arc. You know what I mean? I think that's why I didn't like the Motorball arc when I first read it, because I was focused on the Motorball part of it. You know what I mean? But when you reread it and you look at the personal drama, it's like I said, it's like watching Dragon Ball, right? You just focus on the big fights. You're like, oh, this is a pretty cool show. Then when you focus on everything else in between it, the reason why the fight is happening, then it starts to become this really, I'm telling you, I honestly think that the Motorball arc is a Japan arc. Yes, her internal struggles and how it relates with other people,
and why she's in Motorball too. You could really hit that pretty hard.
I think those 2 arcs right there are the height of the entire Alita franchise, bar none. Nothing has come close to those. And I used to be a Badlands simp. I used to think that was the best arc.
I kind of like the Zot.
I think the Zot's cool. A lot of cool stuff happens. And there's a lot of personal stuff in there too. I really do like the I Am Alita, I Am Yoko chapters. Those are really good, where she reconciles with herself. You know what I mean? Her past mistakes. But I think that just for me rereading it, just the absolute height of everything was those 2 arcs, the Motorball and Japan. And I think that's really the biggest reason why I'm just being a simp for it right here, and saying that the story should really hit those really hard. Because like I said, it's not about the Motorball. It's about everything else that went on around it. You know what I mean? I think that the climax with Josh Gunn fighting Alita and everything that he taught her, I think that was just that was a well-written fight. You know what I mean? That's how you tell a story with combat. You know what I mean? Alita basically winning, but then him coming back just as a fucking flesh ghost. And
doesn't she have that flashback at the end of it?
Yeah, that's right.
She has a flashback of it in Last Order as well. There's a reason why Kashiro keeps going back to those chapters. You know what I mean? And hitting on that stuff. It's because I think that was his most powerful story in my opinion. And I think that would really draw in an audience if you focused on that and made it concise, and then hit the bed, especially if the movie's good. If you do it well, you can absolutely get a sequel, or like I've said before, a mini series or a tie-in anime series. It's just something to tie into trilogy. You know what I mean? To tell more of the story. You know, I think, to me, in my opinion, an anime would be the best way to go, because you can really do whatever the fuck you want. And when you get to that last order part where things are just insane, listen, there's not enough budget on this planet to make that CG. I'm sorry, but you're not having like several Alitas.
Surely.
Like you can't. One Alita is already hard enough. All right, that's already blew your budget up. But you got like 4 Alitas in the Zot. You know what I mean? People are flying around doing all kinds of crazy shit. Yeah, you got Zex, you got the rabbits, you know, the bunnies.
Yeah,
like it's gonna be too much. Like that shit needs to be an anime, man. That shit will make it insane. That'll be peak, to be honest with you. That'll be fucking crazy.
That'd be a good 3-year series, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you can really stretch it out too. Yeah, that's another thing. That's another reason. Go ahead,
Lord Crit. I like the way you mentioned the musical cues coming back. That's often overlooked with people talking about where the stories will come back. But I think that's such an important part of the whole cinematic journey that she's on, because that's such a part of her character, those musical cues. And it also made me think, I'm so glad I'm never going to have to hear that depressing Joker 2 musical cue.
No, wait, what about the singing? You don't want Alita 2 to be a musical?
Well, yeah, I do want her to sing.
I'd take that as like a side story. Why not?
Yeah. Well, I do want her to sing in the Kansas bar, but just only like what she did.
No, it needs to be a whole musical. Like we need to like. She's getting her Damascus blade and her revolver, and she's about to fight Zapan, and Zapan breaks out in the song, and then she breaks out in the song, and they're like dancing next to each other.
I could fuck with any musical, man, as long as it's good. But Joker 2 wasn't good.
No, don't do that to our girl.
Like imagine like seeing like the pre-production like shit from Alita 2, and it's like Rosa learning how to dance, and you're like, wait, where the fuck is this going? What are they about to do in this movie?
It's a Hollywood humiliation ritual.
I don't want to.
That's exactly what it is.
Whatever you do, really, whatever you talk about, but bring back the 3-arm skitter player.
That's it. Yeah, bring back the double-headed guitar.
Yeah, bring that guy back. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, I think.
I wonder what he's up to. He's probably still busking away in the streets of Iron City.
He could have like a little cameo in the second movie, just where he plays again.
With Alita in the bar.
Yeah, with Alita in the bar. That's right.
Exactly. He's got a jam with Alita.
Yeah,
and they've got to get Rodriguez doing a cameo in the band as well.
Man,
well, I think Rosa can sing, though. I do think Rosa can sing.
Yeah, we've seen her sing.
I think so. So I think just a matter of she could fake playing piano or something. I don't know if she plays piano or not, but
if she does anything, Greeky.
Possibly. Well, let me move on from this, guys, because we're kind of moving, kind of going long here. Now, there with Rosa. She's got 3 movies. They're all in post right now. Captain America 4 is in post, and of course she's in that with Harrison Ford and Anthony Mackie. Those guys. Vampires of the Velvet Lounge. She's in that with Tom Berenger, and I think Brad Dourif is in that. Remember, he was a vampire in the Blade movie. That first.
Yeah.
Movie. He was pretty cool as a vampire.
He was iconic in that.
Yeah. And then Play Dirty, I guess she's in that with Mark Wahlberg and
Shane Black action movie.
Yeah, and Lakeith Stanfield's in it as well. So, but they're all in post, which is one of the reasons she was able to. I think one of the reasons, and I didn't ask her this, but probably one of the reasons she was able to be in this play is because everything's wrapped up. It's possible, I guess, they could call her back for a pickup or, reshoot of a thing or two. But, that's...
they can't do anything else to Captain America Brave New World.
Oh, God almighty. That thing's a clusterfuck, that one. But hopefully they've got it, they got it where... Because I'm going to go see it. Now, I'm not all excited about it. The only reason I'm going to see is because Rose is in it. That's the only reason, But and I've kind of lost. Ford. Yeah, what? Go ahead, Lord. What was that?
I'm not really. I mean, Harrison Ford's in it, and then Rosa, but I'm not like after Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm not really excited for.
Yeah, that thing.
Captain America.
That thing.
They don't even have Captain America in it, do they?
No, they don't have the real Captain America in it, which
No.
is I've been watching Mr. H reviews, Nate Harris, and he didn't like the fact that
Oh,
you know
he
what
read
they're
one of my
trying-
tweets talking about this movie.
Yeah.
He read one of my
But
dumb
I am
replies
going to go
about.
watch it though, because Rose is
Yeah.
in it. That's the only reason I'm going to watch it. She's
Yeah, I'll be
playing.
wearing my like Alita hats with like an
Yeah.
Alita like COVID mask.
Yeah,
I'm wearing
she's
sunglasses so nobody can recognize me going to see a
Yeah.
Marvel movie.
But she's playing Diamondback in Captain America 4, which starts out as a bad guy or a villain and then ends up, I guess, changing her ways or something, whatever it is. And I think she falls for one of the superheroes or something like
Yeah,
that.
I don't think her part's going to be that big, to be honest.
Yeah, we'll see, but I am going to go see it. Now, Vampires of the Velvet Lounge, it was really kind of neat because when I went to see her on the 27th, we were talking, and I asked her, I said, I said, well, tell me about this Vampires of the Velvet Lounge. I said, are you a vampire in that thing? And I said, because if you are, I got to see that, And she said, no, I'm a vampire hunter. And I said, oh my God, now I know I got to see it, So she's that seems to be pretty interesting.
I kind of wish she was a vampire. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, really. I mean, well, being a vampire hunter, it's going to be interesting to
could
see
suck
how
my
she
blood any
handles
day.
that. Yeah. All right, Blondie, let's not go there now. So, and then now Play Dirty. I'm not sure what that is. I mean, I kind of looked it up on IMDb, but I didn't really, I didn't really read through it that much. I do know. I do
put into
know.
an AI algorithm, generate a Shane Black action movie.
Yeah, that's all.
And
It does have Mark Wahlberg in it, which of course
Exactly.
he's not black. But Lakeith Stanfield is pretty good himself. He's a black guy, I mean.
What are you talking about, black guys? The name of the director is Shane Black, isn't it?
I don't know. I didn't read that into it.
Shane Black is a director, yeah.
Yeah, he is a director.
Like the last Predator movie.
Was he a director in Play Dirty?
I think he is, yeah. That's why I said.
Oh, okay.
He's made a lot of action movies
Shane
like
Black?
similar style.
Yeah, Shane Black, yeah.
Oh, he ruined the Predator. He made the worst Predator movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was also a fan of Iron Man 3, but he's made some good stuff. I mean, he made Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
But I don't think I could forgive him for what he did to the Predator.
So silly, that Predator movie. I thought it was quite funny, though.
Yeah.
But not really a proper Predator movie.
Well, I do know, having seen Rosa in this play twice, Cyrano de Bergerac, man, she was fucking awesome in that thing, man. I mean, goddamn, she, she gets up there, you can't take your eyes off of her. I mean, now, Chuck Udiawuji was, he played Cyrano de Bergerac. He was damn good too. I mean, it's just amazing how these people remember all these damn lines, and deliver them perfectly. But but Rosa was just freaking awesome in that movie. I mean, in that play, rather, so pretty cool. Any other observations about?
You missed something else she's in. She's in that Pixar show.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Win or Lose.
Yeah, Win or Lose.
Another Disney vehicle.
Yeah, she's got a voiceover in that, doesn't she?
Yeah, it was supposed to come out last December, but they were doing lots of restructuring or something, and they moved it around.
Yeah.
I want to see her character and hear her voice. It would be kind of funny seeing her in a Pixar style.
Now, of course, you get that in Disney Plus, right, Blotty?
Not me. I don't pay for that shit.
No. Where would we see this then? Win or Lose?
Yes, it's on Disney Plus.
Well, damn. See, we don't.
Where else is it going to be?
Well, Disney Plus, they don't play that shit here in the U.S. We have to go to Hulu or something, I mean.
No, it'll be on Disney Plus there.
Well, I guess I can have to go through a damn VPN or something to look at it. So.
Wait, what are you talking about? It would just be on Disney. Do you not have Disney Plus?
But they don't. What you get in Disney Plus in the UK and in other countries, we don't get the same stuff in the US.
Yeah, but this is just a Pixar movie. They will go straight to Disney Plus.
Okay.
In America and internationally, because it's for babies.
Bad man, Guy Fawkes COVID mask. I love that. Predator, the musical.
Yes, that actually sounds really good.
No. Okay, Game of Disney plays every time they try to come up with some new non-Alita related film. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway. Okay, so Win or Lose. Yeah, she's in
Nice
that.
play on the title there, Batman.
Damn it! I wish I'd remembered to put that in here because I knew she was in it. So
What is the release date? I'm sure they announced it. It can't be too. The months are passing by so quickly. We're nearly into Christmas.
Well, she did tell me that Vampires of the Velvet Lounge is coming out next year, and I know Captain America 4 is coming out next year.
It's going to be a big year for her next year.
Yeah,
with the whole all that stuff coming out, plus the Alita sequels.
In terms of getting residuals, yeah, she'll get a bunch of residuals in 2025 for that one. So, you know,
it's out 6th December this year. Win or lose.
Captain America 4 is.
No.
Win or lose. Okay, win or lose. Okay,
it's out this year, 6th December. So it's like coming up, not that far away, a couple of months.
Cool. Well, I definitely got to see that. So anyway, folks, mark your calendars, you know, because Rosa will be in that one.
What the hell? One of the top questions is Pixar Win or Lose cancelled? Hasn't even come out yet.
Nah, I don't know.
Oh, it literally has been cancelled. That's weird. There were plans for a follow-up series on Disney Plus, but it was cancelled.
I wonder if she's going to do another Undone. I wonder if they're going to do that.
I just made that up.
Damn, I should have.
Well, they want to. I think it was quite funny. They did some celebration after some awards thing.
Yeah.
They did like a story or a post, and they were like saying maybe we can get Netflix to do it, and then I like reposted that. And then the creator was like messaging me, now delete this. We might actually want Amazon to do another series. So pretend that I never said that.
Yeah.
So anyway, they're still hoping that it will happen. And if Rosa gets really big next year with Captain America,
I hope Captain America 4 does well. I'm telling you, I don't have a lot of confidence, but I hope she does well in it at the very least.
Well, yeah, but she'll get a little bit of press regardless if it does well or not.
So, yeah,
being around,
because they rewrote the whole damn thing. They shot everything and then reshot it. I mean,
shot everything 20 times.
Exactly. I don't know what the hell was going on, you know, but anyway, it is what it is, I suppose. So anyway, you know, that I guess that's what's in Rosa's future, as they would say. You know, I mean, yeah, next year she's gonna do pretty good, I think, you know, in terms of financially at least, you know. That's
Win or Lose stars Will Forte. I quite liked him. The Last Man on Earth was pretty good to start with.
Okay. All right, guys, any other observation about our queen? I know she really loves that fact that she didn't know she was our queen until I told her on the 14th, you know, and she said, really? Yeah, you're the queen, you know. And she
clearly never tuned into any of our streams.
Yeah, that's right. She did say she was going to check them out, though. She did say that, you know. So
fingers across behind her back.
Yeah, maybe she's watching this stream. I hope she didn't watch it when I was having my internet problems. So anyway, okay. Any other thoughts, guys, about Rosa, about even Rosa doing? We kind of talked a little bit about Rosa on the previous couple of slides of her being perhaps a co-producer of Alita. That would be kind of cool if she did that. I think
she does have producing experience now with.
Yes, she does.
A couple of shows.
Yeah, she certainly does. So she knows.
And I mean, producers can vary in like how much producing they're actually doing.
Yeah. Well, really, kind of a producer kind of makes sure that everything's going well, and they're not a director or anything. Although sometimes you do see a producer director, but they just making sure that things are kind of going along, and folks are doing what they got to do and stuff like that. That's basically.
They should make the Alita Army a producer to make sure it's all kicking off. Okay.
Man, that'd be like doing a movie by committee, Vladi.
No, we'll just like agree with everything, Cameron. We'll just be the ultimate yes man producer.
Yes, we can do that. Anything else about our queen?
No, she looks very cute in that dress.
Yeah, she does, boy. Boy, she sure was pretty on the 14th. Man, she was looking really good on the 14th. She was really, really pretty. So anyway, moving along, Creek, we don't want to make himself look like an idiot any more than he already is. Now, this is Angelus's program.
I hate seeing this.
But Angelus, asked me to get a program, from when I was in Pasadena. So I got him, I got a program and I sent it to him. And the thing I kept telling Angelus, what you're going to love about this, I said, you're going to love this, and I didn't tell him that she said, to David, love Rosa.
Why did she like David, not Angelus?
Well, I told her that what his name was. So,
His name is Angelus, though, right?
No, his name is David.
So confused.
Yeah.
I thought David was his fake name.
Well, you don't think my name is Creek, do you?
No.
And your name is not
sworn that his real name was Angelus.
So anyway, what'd you think about that when you read that, Angelus, when you saw To David Love Rosa?
Still a little bit more jelly of something else, but
Should say
it's a great consolation prize. Yes, well, someone's too slow to play the game.
Unbelievable. I wouldn't have the audacity to ask for such a thing.
Vladi, you could have flown to Pasadena and gone with Charlie and I,
Be realistic. It's too far.
Yeah. Well,
no,
is it too far?
Australia is too far.
It only costs like $70 for me to fly down there.
Cool.
I would have gone if I could.
Yeah, it was a good time. I really enjoyed it. I saw the play twice, and I wasn't bored either time. I certainly wasn't bored the first time, and even though I'd seen it before, I wasn't bored the second time. Now, of course, maybe that's because I was watching our queen a lot, but there you have it. So, and then this is what she gave the Creek. Now, the difference in between Angelus is that she wrote Rose on it, but she put a little heart on mine. How do you like that, Angelus? So anyway, that was pretty cool. We had Charlie and I had a lot of fun when we went together. I mean, we got to talk to her a long time on the 14th. I mean, it was really pretty cool.
I find it hilarious thinking of Charlie like trying to get standing awkwardly to the side, and it's so nice of her to come up to him.
Yeah, well, he was pretty excited, and I think I said this on the stream on Radio Chaos.
He brought out all his spreadsheets and stuff, and we're like, "Look, Alita's made $100 million,
$140 million or something, something like that." Yeah.
Do you know about the right of first refusal, Rosa?
I was over there going, "Oh my God!" but he
I wish we filmed it. It would have been the funniest thing ever.
Well, we had a lot of fun, and talking to her, and what was funny when she had to go across the street, because there's a little place over there called the Stand. It's like a kind of like a bar deli like type of thing, I think, and she had to go over there because the cast members are going over there, but she was almost the last one to go over there because she was talking to us. She talked to us at least 10 minutes, but anyway, when she left, Charlie looked at me, he said, "I can die now." I said, "Oh my God." So anyway, it was pretty good though. We had a great time though. We did have a great time talking to her, that's for sure. So
yeah.
Okay, I guess we're kind of coming up on 2 hours. I guess Disney had put Vladi on the watch list.
What?
Yeah, like they have the watch list for flying, for terrorists flying on airplanes. They put you on their watch.
I've never made any direct threats.
I know that. So has anybody on the chat got anything you want to bring up or ask?
Nope.
Well, I certainly don't see anything out there.
I mean, they've had 2 hours to ask.
Yeah, that's right. They did do some of that. So any other topics, you guys?
What did everyone think of Rollerball?
Oh, yeah, that was I mean that's one of my favorite movies. You know, I mean it's kind of slow in places, you know,
Yeah.
but it's got a good story. You know, it's a good story.
It's like I feel like I need to watch it properly, not on my tablet with people talking over it.
Yeah.
In bad quality.
Well, we didn't talk over it that much, but yeah, I understand, you know.
Yeah, it was relaxing. Afterwards, I had a nice sleep.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, you know what, like Ox King was saying about Motorball, you know, it's not about the game Motorball, it's about everything around it, like what Alita's doing, what Ito's doing, why is she in Motorball, that kind of, this is the same thing with Rollerball. It's more about, you know, corporate control and greed and how they're using the game, you know, to distract the masses, and nobody's greater than the game, kind of like Motorballs, nobody's greater than the game kind of thing. That's kind of what that was about. But yeah, I enjoyed that movie quite a bit, you know.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was. By the way, you guys,
next watch party.
Well, it probably, you know, if somebody wants to suggest a movie or something, I mean, we could do one every other week or something like that, or, you know,
could do I did say like we could do a wheel of suggestions.
Exactly.
Yeah, a wheel. Yeah, that was a good idea. You know,
you've got to choose what goes on the wheel, though.
Well, you'd spin the wheel. Spin the wheel, and wherever it lands, that's what you watch, you know. So
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that idea, Lord Crit. That's pretty cool. All right. Well, did we miss anything, you guys? I don't think we did.
Nope.
And as you can see from that center panel right there, Alita does love her Uncle Creek. And that's because he wants to get a sequel, and so does she. And I think we all want Alita to get a sequel, or sequels, not sequel plural. And if the Creek had his way, it'd be 6 movies. But, you know, hey, we get what we get. And this is our queen right here, of course. And you know, she's she's the best, man. She's really cool. And as the Creek says just about every week, she's #1 in Creek's book in terms of being an actress. You know, she's just super. I also want to give a shout out to El Lamont and Jesse Fisher. They brought Screwhead to life, obviously, and we want to see Screwhead in the sequel, because what I think Screwhead could do in the sequel in the Motorball arc is she could be on, she could make up with Alita. And, you know, because I think Elle brought this up when we interviewed her, you know, about how Screwhead was kind of pissed off about how things went and how she's being used and stuff like that, you know, and this kind of stuff. And she makes up with Alita, and then, you know, she could be on Alita's Motorball team. And, you know, and then, of course, they take on Joshigan in the Motorball arc, and that would be that, I think. So, yeah, we do want to see Screwhead. Lisa Creek wants to see Screwhead, you know, in the Motorball arc, or in Alita too. And, of course, these 3 are really good at what they do. Certainly, Rosa and Elle are really good in terms of acting. And then certainly Jessie is super good at, you know, I think Elle said she was the most badass stunt woman she ever worked with, which is a high praise, I think. But it sure don't hurt that these 3 are really pretty, because they are. And are you going to be the host tomorrow, Angelus?
I'll have to talk to Maxie about that one.
Because I think Maxie's been host like 3 weeks in a row, hadn't he, or something like that? Well, 2 of those, I guess, were, I guess they were, you know, recordings that we did. But anyway, this is going to be a takeoff on, I guess, Doctor Who. you know, whether she's what she'd be like as a Time Lord. You know, sorry about my phone. So you know, tune in for that one. You know, we have a lot of fun with that. I think. Alita.
I might be busy depending on what my brothers are doing.
Oh well, I'll send you a link.
Girlfriend's here, so
I'll send you a link,
I might be
just in case. Ox King, are you and Lord Crit? Y'all want to maybe a link to this, perhaps?
Doctor Who fan, Ox King.
He might be chasing his kid.
Hold on, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you are, Ox King.
Oh, what was that? What was the question?
Well, are you a fan of the Doctor?
Are you a fan of Doctor Who? And if so, do you want a link to the stream tomorrow?
I've never seen Doctor Who in my life, but I'll take a link. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show up, but yeah, I'll take a link.
It's very British.
All right, I'll send you one. What about you, Lord Crit?
I'll show up, but I'll be like, Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Who the hell is Doctor Who?
Yeah, I've watched some Doctor Who, but I'm not that up.
I watched when they first did the reboot in the 2000s, and then I fell off after a few years of it. I watched it with my younger brothers. They're 10 years younger than me, so it was nice to watch it with them back in the day.
Yeah. Well, as Ox King would tell you, that being an 8,000-year-old power lifter, I'm I'm more familiar with the Doctor Who from the 70s.
Yeah.
So, that was kind of a while back. So, but I didn't really watch it much then either. So, I'll probably just run the stream and just keep my mouth shut or something, or. So anyway, what about you, Smendrick?
Yeah, same with you, Creaky. Yeah. I just watched.
So, am I going to be the only one who's seen the show? If I do come on, I probably can't come on anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get links all around. We have to update the show notes with it, but yeah, we can do that, I think. All right, guys. So anyway, that's that. We'll be talking about Doctor Who related Alita stuff tomorrow on Radio Chaos. And of course, this is kind of what we're, this is who's running the stream, as it were. That's me, and I'm doing a fucking horrible job at it. So this is kind of what I was supposed to do. And I kind of pushed the wrong button, which I'm really good at doing that. And so anyway, we are the Alita Army. Of course, we are the most positive fandom on the internet, and we support Rosa and Alita passionately and positively. And yes, Disney, we are here to stay. So why is this image here? Well, that image is there because I like it. And I am running the stream. And to paraphrase Gruishka, I'm only here for our girl and the Alita Army. And of course, all of us in the Alita Army are only here for our girl. And that said, that only leaves one thing left to do, and that would be on my count of 3, the call to action. That would be 1, 2, 3.
Baby.
Do not stand by in the presence of evil. We need to make those sequels now.
Oh my God.
Yes, I love that. That's good. So anyway,
who did that come from again?
It sounded like Lord Crit's thing, I think.
Yeah, it's man.
Yeah.
I do not stand by. That's something we want to put on if we get a crown for Rosa, we want to put that in Latin, on the crown. That'd be kind of cool. All right. So anyway, join us on the Alita live stream next week and on Radio Chaos tomorrow. So we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
What's up, Alita Army? This is Hot Toys Alita, and I hope you enjoyed this week's Alita live stream. Please join my Uncle Creek, Angelus, and our other guests for next week's show. Remember, I do not stand by in the presence of evil, and film those sequels, baby. See you next time.